Hey guys, it's Alix.
And Kayla.
And we're married, not related, definitely codependent.
But in a cute way. And if you are watching on YouTube, then you know we have a special guest here today. We have Producer Lex in the building. Well, she's always in the building. But
she's our angel.
Aww.
Yes.
Behind the scenes.
She is our glue for
Aww.
sure. So she is here with us today because I don't actually know whose turn to lead it is. It's basically Lex's turn to lead.
Love it.
Finally.
So she's going to be asking us some questions, and we have to answer the same at the same time.
Ooh.
This is hinting at our compatibility?
Yes. It was a little foreshadowing for the episode.
Okay. I like it.
I love it. The game is called Match Point.
Yes.
So are you guys ready?
We're
ready.
All right, let's do this. So, first question. Who is most likely to steal the covers in the night?
I think we both know
it's
you.
me.
Yes.
It's unintentionally me.
It is Alix 1000%.
Clear, defined
I said
answer.
this the other day. I was like, look, when we're making the bed in the morning, I'm like, look at your side of the bed. You have all the covers. And you're like, how is that possible? I don't even sleep
I don't
with covers
use the
on.
covers. That's the thing. So I don't know how it happens, but it happens.
You steal them and then just throw them away. What is that?
Well, why did you let me take them from you if you wanted them?
Okay, question number 2. Who is most likely to overspend on vacation?
Oh, definitely me, I think.
Oh, I feel like, really?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty even.
I think I would. If I'm planning it and booking, I feel like I'll spend more than you will.
Oh, I was interpreting it as like when you're on vacation buying stuff.
Oh.
I feel like I don't know. I think it's pretty even.
Okay.
We're both guilty. We both influence each other.
I like staying in nice hotels, so then I'll just be like, oh, but this is so nice. I want to stay here.
Yeah.
Alex likes the bougie life. This is really fun for me to get to know you guys better.
It's true.
Good to know. Okay, question number 3. Who's most likely to cry over something you're watching together?
Oh, Alix.
Me.
These are all Alix.
I don't know why I get so emotional watching TV shows.
I mean, unless it's animal related, then yeah.
If we cannot watch anything where a dog dies.
I don't even want to watch the trailer. I don't want to see anything about that.
But otherwise, it's me. For sure.
Are you also like crying at the commercials in between? Or are you like are you not that bad?
I'm not that bad.
Okay.
But anything where there's cancer scenes, don't get me started. I will cry every time.
Well, yeah.
Why do they even make things like that?
I
should
know.
make you happy. Anyways, okay, next question. Favorite trip you've ever taken together?
Ooh.
Europe
Paris.
last year. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Definitely Paris.
Well,
which is part of the Europe
I think
trip.
it was
The
the
whole
whole
trip
Europe
was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually not had a lot of great trips together, which is really wild.
Makes it easy to pick a
That's
good one.
Exactly
then.
what I was going to say. It makes it easy because most of the other ones have been, not that the trip, really bad things have happened on the trip.
Yeah, usually something goes wrong,
horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong. And this last trip to Paris in Europe was amazing.
Yeah.
It just
no
went
hospital
so smoothly.
trips.
No hospital trips.
Excellent.
And we were nervous because it was right after I had done my egg retrieval. So we're like, oh, how am I going to be feeling? But it was seamless.
And most of the places we've been, it's not that easy for us to be out and have PDA.
Right.
And in Paris, you're just everyone's fucking gay.
Yeah. Love Paris for that.
Yes.
Shout out Paris. Okay. Ooh. Worst trip you've ever gone on?
Galapagos.
You think that was the
Really?
worst one?
Oh no.
I was going to say Botswana.
What?
Are you serious?
Oh. I don't know. I think Galapagos
for very
was
different reasons.
Horrible.
Not
because of the place.
Yeah, so in Botswana, I found out I was pregnant and then also found out I was no longer pregnant.
Oh,
that happened.
no.
And then we got trapped in the country, remember? And then they denied our passport. It was a whole thing. They didn't want to let us
because
back
neither
into
of us
South
had
Africa.
enough pages in our passports to fly back to South Africa.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
And they wanted to detain us.
Yeah.
When we were coming through, and the guy was just super aggressive and mean, and
it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. I don't know. I think I would go Galapagos.
And you still think so? Imagine Galapagos.
I know.
is
I'm
worse
like,
than
what
that.
could be worse? Tell us about Galapagos. Spill some tea.
I feel like it was just
We were in a bad place.
It was in a it was like a really hard time in our relationship.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you know, when you go on a trip with somebody and you're not in a good place and you're just like, oh my God.
Now we're stuck together.
Now we're stuck
instead of like
together.
enjoying
It
time
was kind of like,
together.
let's go on the trip and maybe it'll make things better.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like having a baby to make things better. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Now
Good
the whole
advice.
fam is here.
Aw.
Good advice. Oh,
Hi, baby.
Okay, next question. Karaoke or dance party?
Dance party.
Nice. Clear answer
Yeah.
on that one. I love that.
Yeah.
Who would survive the longest on a deserted island?
Kayla.
1000%.
I'm pretty useless.
Well, no, I was going to say we have established that you're just more bougie.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
fair.
Yeah. And you're just like, her hands and feet are so soft. You know what I mean? She wouldn't last long.
Wouldn't
You're a
make
very
it.
resilient person.
But you
compared to
also
me.
don't really sunburn, so that would work in your favor.
That's true.
Nice. Okay. Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
Ooh.
Oh. 1,
Is this
2,
like you as a couple?
3.
Beach.
Beach.
Oh, nice.
Surfing.
Same page.
Yeah.
Sun. Although we do
But
love
we
the
love
mountains.
the mountains. Yeah. But I
Mm.
don't know. The beach is just the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, spend or save?
Invest.
Invest, for sure.
You guys definitely found your match.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are psychotic about that for sure.
That's great. Who's most likely to get lost even with Google Maps?
Me.
Kayla. She has the worst sense of direction.
Which then is like, would I survive on a deserted
I don't
island?
know.
I don't know. It's
You shouldn't be allowed to drive cars
Oh.
well, let's
for many reasons.
That's not true. I'm not a bad driver,
No,
but
you're a good driver.
it's a very mental thing because I'll be like, I know where I'm going, right? Is it right or is it left? And then I start panicking and then I choose the opposite of what I think it should be because I'm like, surely I can't be right about what I just
no,
really
you psych yourself
I
out.
really psych myself
Yeah.
out. It's scary in there.
Okay. I know the answer to this next one.
Yes.
Who's more dramatic when they're sick?
Alex. Your face.
Come on.
I feel like that's been brought up at least a couple times in the last
Yeah.
couple episodes.
Yes.
I just need tender love and care when I'm sick.
You have got a lot better, I
Yeah.
will say, but it's a lot. It is a lot.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Stay in or go out?
Stay in.
Yeah.
For sure.
Y'all are
Grandmas.
consistent. I will give you that. Like you have really
We're on the same page.
been on the same page for every question. Okay, last one. Ooh, this is a juicy one too. If you were a celeb couple, what would your ship name be?
Oh no.
Oh.
You probably don't even know what that means, do you?
Like when they combine the
Okay,
names.
yes, look at you.
Oh, learning.
I don't know.
Calyx.
No.
But what is so hard?
Tuxin.
No, not our last name. We're not athletes. What is this?
I don't know.
Because how else do you combine it?
Alix and Kayla.
Just Ayla? Alix?
Ayla?
No, wait.
Calyx.
Alix is just your name. That's what I said. Didn't I? Calyx? I said Calyx.
Calyx.
Well,
I don't
I
know.
thought that the question was going to be which celebrity couple would you be if you were one. So can you
Oh.
answer that one? Because that's what I wanted to
Yeah.
hear.
Ooh,
Maybe that's too hard on the spot.
that's really hard. What do you think?
You've never thought about it?
No.
Okay. Well,
Do
who
you
are we
have
you can
one
get back
for
to
us?
me.
I don't
know.
Not
That'll
off
have
the
to
top
be a
of my head.
TBD.
Yeah. I mean, I would want to be Sarah Paulson and her wife.
Holland Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You know,
But I'm not like 20 years older than you.
I know. It's not about
I
that.
love
It's
them.
just they're iconic.
They are iconic.
It's just that where it's like I love the
Holland
elder
Taylor.
queer vibes.
Yes, the
It's just-
dynamic is there.
It's just something about
I
it.
do think we have Abby and Glennon vibes a little bit.
Aw.
Yeah.
Like you are very much
I
a
agree with
Glennon.
that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
You're
Okay.
like the writer, you're the creative one.
The creative.
The channeler. Yes.
And you're the bro.
I was going
Alex
to say
brings-
more like golden retriever vibes,
That's
but
it.
I feel like Alex brings the grounding too in many ways.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
This is an outsider's perspective. Okay. Anyways, you all did great. That's
Thanks,
ended the quiz.
Lex.
Well
Thank you,
done.
Lex.
I will go back to my booth.
I mean, I don't know, but I have to say that I think we might be somewhat compatible just based off of that little test situation.
Might be. I was gonna say something and I totally just forgot.
That's
this
okay.
Is what happens when I change seats. It's like
perimenopause.
Everything is out the window.
Went out the window. Come here, baby. Lay down.
But yeah, that was fun. We actually did really good.
I'm not surprised though. We're pretty on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like we definitely don't always agree, but we know the places where we don't agree. You know, does that make sense? You know, like sometimes you might be like, I'm not more dramatic, but you know that you really are. Or I don't know. It's like things that you fight on. But
I mean,
you know.
I am more dramatic.
We know. Oh, that's what I was going to say. If anyone listening has any ideas of who our celebrity couple will be, or maybe a better celebrity ship name would be, please let us know.
Help us out.
So that we don't end up as Tuxin. Let us know. In the
Is that
Spotify
what we should change our last
or...
name to? Because I know we're like going through the process. We're going to get the same last name.
We are.
Instead of my last name, should we go Tuxin?
That sounds like I don't know why it sounds like a beer to me.
I know we were talking about this the other day, but you know how Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just got engaged?
I do, yes.
I really think that he needs to take her last name.
Because she's the daddy.
She's the daddy for sure.
Yeah. I mean, well, obviously she's not going to take his last name. That doesn't make any sense at all.
No, she cannot take his last name.
But it's like, I mean, it would be a privilege for him to take her last name.
I think he would. I think he would take it.
I think
Travis Swift. It really works.
I mean, it works for anyone. Swift.
Yeah.
It's such a good name.
It's a great name.
But yeah, I agree. He should definitely take it because she's got that daddy energy. Okay, so compatibility. We talked a little bit about this in our episode on the queer ultimatum. We were talking about compatibility in couples.
Yeah, we did.
And so we're over here pointing fingers, judging all these people on TV like they're not very compatible. But let's see if we are.
Okay.
I mean, I think we kind of just showed that I don't know if that's compatibility just because we have the same answers though. That's
I mean, I
just
think there's like different levels of compatibility for sure.
Well, that's kind of just more like we know each other really well and we know the dynamic. That's not the same as being compatible.
That's true.
I guess it's like, what is compatible? Well, let's go through this quiz. We're going to take a quiz on air. We have not looked at these questions yet, so you guys are hearing them the same time we are.
Okay.
And we'll put the quiz link in the show notes if you also want to take it with your partner, or I don't know. I don't even know if they're all going to be romantic or not. I didn't want to look at them because I wanted to be surprised. And I figured
this is a good quiz.
I hope it's good. Pressure's on. Okay, so question 1. How do you and your partner approach financial matters? Option 1, we often disagree on spending and saving habits. Option 2, we have similar attitudes towards money but lack clear communication about it. Or 3, we openly discuss finances and work together to make decisions.
I would say we openly discuss.
Yeah, we talk about money a lot.
It hasn't always been that way though. Like in the beginning of our relationship, like I would say we weren't always as great at communicating as we are now.
Well,
but we've like, it's always been a priority.
With money or just anything?
With money.
Because we hadn't merged finances yet, which I think makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
We also, we merged finances before we were even engaged.
Yeah, which I don't recommend.
No,
this is not
something that we're like, you guys should do this.
But we knew we were getting engaged. We knew we were getting married. Like we were all in.
It was just easier.
Don't recommend it.
It just felt, and some people never combine all the way.
That I don't understand. I think that
I do
once married, merging makes a lot of sense.
I understand it. I think especially women in our generation, it's like a lot of our moms have told us, you know, or maybe not even just your moms, who society has even kind of like drilled it into you, make sure you've protected yourself. Because it seems like the generation before, there were a lot of instances where women get divorced and they have nothing. Yeah. And so it was, for millennials, don't you think that? Like we've kind of been told that from a very young age of like, make sure you are protected financially.
I think it's just like an independence thing as well.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we had drilled in our head of like, make sure you're like, you can take care of yourself, you're independent financially, all those things.
This is my money philosophy. What's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
Honey, Basically, I have nothing and you have everything.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Okay,
Exactly.
sounds good. No, I think I would say it's one of our favorite topics in general.
Yeah.
And I think it's because like when I was thinking about compatibility, and I feel like there are various levels to compatibility. There's like, I don't know, there's maybe like initial chemistry or sexual chemistry.
Yeah.
And then you have maybe, I don't know, like building upon like shared interests. Maybe that's another level. And then you get to shared values. But then ultimately, like I feel like the highest form of compatibility is like building something together. And can you do that? And are you aligned in what you want to build together and do that well? And for us, I feel like that is what we are really, really good at. And money is such a big part of that, of like what we're trying to build for our family, for our future. And so for us, I think that's really why it's such a big topic. It's really around like, what are the things that we want to go and do and achieve together? And then how can we best approach it and either like through budgeting, through investing, through all of the approaches that we have, and so that we ultimately achieve the shared goals that we have as a couple and a family.
Yeah. I think for me too, it also, I like it because it makes me feel excited. It makes me feel like I'm working towards something. You know, I love a challenge, as we know.
We're both very future focused.
We're very future focused, which isn't always a good thing necessarily, you know, because obviously you're supposed to live in the present and all that jazz. But, you know, it's like it gives me something to work towards. And if we have a really high savings goal or investing goal or whatever it is, for whether it's a specific item or thing that we're saving towards, or whether it's a loan that we're paying back. You know, we've had a few massive loans, even just in 6 years of being together, for different businesses. And now like surrogacy is super expensive. You know, we've had a lot of big financial things come up in such a short period of time of being together. And I like that challenge. It really pushes me, because a lot of my work, it's more, the more I put into it, the more I can get out of it. You have a salary job, so it's a little bit different. You can't necessarily make more money if you work harder. So I like having those goals because it pushes me to work harder too.
Yeah. I also like the finance thing because it really shows like whether or not you're a team or not.
Yeah.
Because when things come up with money, it can be really hard. Or like if you're paying down a loan together, it's like, okay, how can we approach this from a team perspective? And so I think for us, it's been something that has really brought us together. Yeah.
And I mean, I think eventually we're going to do a full episode on money stuff, because people ask all the time on my Instagram, at least, you know, if I ever do I don't talk about money that often, like little investing things that I like. But when I do, people always have so many more questions, and we are obviously not financial advisors. I think that goes without saying. But I think we could give some really good tips of things that have worked for us as far as just like tools and resources and kind of ways that we go about it, because it has proven to be really successful, not just in terms of the return or the, you know, the outcome of it, but also just in, like you said, the way that it brings us closer together. Okay. So question 2, how do you feel about the way you and your partner communicate? Should I say option 1 or 2? Or I mean, A. They don't have numbers or letters or anything. Okay, I'm going letters. A, communication feels one-sided or ineffective. B, we communicate well in some areas but struggle in others. C, our communication is open, honest, and respectful. I think B. We communicate well in some areas but struggle in others. Yeah, we're not, I don't know. I'm just like, okay, our communication is open, honest, and respectful. Yes, the majority of the time.
Yeah, I would say 90% of the time that's the case. Yeah, but for me, it's like, I would say C. It's like when B happens, it's pretty rare.
Well,
in general. And then it's usually me.
Can we get through this episode without getting in a fight? TBD.
No, but I think like the majority of the time, if I went like 80-90%, I would put us in C.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, that's true. It's never been A. It's never felt one-sided or ineffective. Well, no, it has felt ineffective at times, but those were like fleeting moments.
I'm also putting us at like where we are now.
Yeah.
I would say the first 4 years of our relationship, we'd probably be in B.
Yeah.
It took us a long time to like really nail the communication elements.
Okay, so I'm saying C. I have to submit the answers in order to get the next one. But yeah, communication, it definitely, well, we also attribute a lot of the improvements to communication to 2 things. 1, Alix starting therapy. 2, Alix starting medication for her autoimmune condition, which has nothing to do with obviously communication or anything, but it's just when you're severely imbalanced hormonally, it literally changes your personality.
Literally.
So that has been
my emotional
massive.
stability and ability to be more resilient, regulate, also just have more sustained energy to have difficult conversations. When you're exhausted, the last thing you want to do is have conflict or like have a difficult conversation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
or you would just
even
snap
in
more
me.
easily.
Yes. I just didn't have it in me. And since I've been on medication for the last year, it's just like gotten infinitely better.
Yeah. So
we just don't have the same level of conflict we used to.
But therapy also helped a lot. Because
for sure.
Because the biggest thing that I see in therapy is I will tell you something 5 million times. And then you go to therapy and you're like, my therapist said da da da. You know, you say what it is. I'm like, yeah, crazy. I've only been saying that for 5 months or however long it's been. But no, it's obviously like you need to hear it sometimes from an outside source, whether it's 100%. A therapist, a friend, family. But it is really helpful.
Sometimes it's too close to home.
Yeah, I'm like, she is working for me. She's an undercover agent. I'm just paying her off.
She's an undercover agent.
An undercover agent.
The best therapist of all.
Yeah, so that has been huge. Okay, so question 3. How often do you celebrate each other's achievements or milestones? A, rarely. It feels like accomplishments go unnoticed. B, sometimes but not consistently. Or C, regularly. It strengthens our bond.
I don't know how to answer this one because I don't know if it's like
I don't know. We're not big celebrators.
We're not like we're not big celebrators.
Which honestly we could be better at. Even Lex was saying the other day, because at the time of recording this, we are launching the podcast tomorrow. Obviously, when you're hearing this, the podcast is live. We are in the future or the past. Where are we? I don't know. But and Lex was like, after we launch, we should go out and get drinks or, whatever.
And we're like, meh.
We're like, sure. I don't know. But I noticed that about us because when we opened our place in Nicaragua and I would have friends come or different teachers come and they would just be like, you should be so proud. This is so incredible. I can't believe, look around, look at what you've created. And I'd be like, yeah. And I know
we're both like that.
We're
both like
good.
We're both such high achievers.
It's always like on to the next.
We're like, we just move on to the next thing.
Because that's the too future focused.
I know. And we both do that. Yeah. But maybe it like doesn't create conflict within the relationship because we're both that way. Although we probably could use some balance of more celebration.
Definitely.
We don't really celebrate it all. We'll talk about it and we'll be like, yeah, this is so cool, or I'm excited for this thing or whatever. But we don't take a step back to be like, wow, we worked so hard. We did this thing. And like, look at all we've achieved or accomplished.
But even holidays, birthdays, like over Christmas, we go to Nicaragua. We celebrate by throwing a party for everybody who works at our place.
Yeah. We don't give each other presents really at all.
Not really we do it more on random times. Not really holidays and stuff. We've never given each other Christmas presents. We more
celebrate other people. I think you're right. Like we'll celebrate our staff. We want to celebrate our community. Yeah. And we'll give to the community, but I don't know what that is. Maybe we don't want to like receive that.
I don't know. Okay. Well,
interesting.
This is so rarely, but it's not like I don't know. Okay. We're saying rarely, but at least we both do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So question 4, how do you handle responsibilities and chores as a couple? Well, let me give you the options.
Oh, okay.
A,
I'm so
the
ready.
workload feels uneven. It causes frustration. B, we divide tasks, but sometimes argue about who does what. Or C, we share responsibilities fairly and work as a team. I don't know. I do actually feel like it could be C. Even though
I was going to lean towards B.
I can bitch and moan at you, but at the same time, it's like we just do very different things.
We have our own roles in the household. It's like I do the grocery shopping. I take the trash out. Like there's certain things that I do. And there's certain things that you do.
Do you take the trash out?
I do take the trash out.
Really?
Yes.
Because I have to remind you every time.
But do I do it?
Yes, you do it.
I do it every time.
Because you have to. You're the trash man.
So yes, you bitch and moan at me, but I do my roles. And you also have your own roles that you do.
Yeah.
And you're like, I always clean the shower. That's the thing I do. I'll clean the shower multiple times a week.
Yeah, our shower is just nasty
don't know
for some
why.
reason.
It's so
That's a
weird.
separate problem.
Ugh.
But I would say I do the majority of the cleaning. Like your two main chores cleaning wise are trash and then you change the sheets.
And I
every
do
Friday.
the shower.
Well, yeah, we both do that.
And I do all the grocery shopping.
I'm talking about like household
cleaning.
chores.
Yes.
Yeah. But all other cleaning stuff, I do. We kind of split laundry. That's just more like, oh, if you're going downstairs, flip it, you know, that I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it does feel pretty even. I think for me, part of the reason I can bitch and moan is because there's something sometimes that feels almost like degrading. I don't know if that's the right word about cleaning up after someone, where it just doesn't feel, I don't know. It doesn't feel good sometimes, especially when I'm also balancing. It's like you are the breadwinner, okay? But I'm also working full-time hours.
Yeah, you work super hard.
And so it can just sometimes feel like I don't know. Like,
oh, I don't want you to feel that way.
no,
it's
I
more
know
that
you
I
don't
can be
want me
mindless
to.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I use a lot of salt when I eat. And I feel like there's just salt ends up everywhere and I don't notice it.
It's
and
not
then I
just
feel
the
bad.
salt.
It's not just
It's
the
not
salt.
just
it's
the
also the
salt.
crumbs and everything. I don't know, but I don't want you to feel that way.
No, it's not that you make me feel that way. It's not like you're like, oh, you're not going to clean that up. You don't say stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a societal thing of what it means to be a cleaning person. I don't know what that is, but there's something about it that just feels sometimes not good or can go unnoticed. Because it's like you like living in a clean house.
Oh,
you
of
have
course.
high standards for cleanliness, but you don't realize how things get clean. You thought your sink in the bathroom cleaned itself.
I thought like maybe you like cleaned it once a month.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Imagine cleaning it once a month. Where I'm like, yeah, you have all these popsicle sticks on your nightstand and you're like, how do you know about my popsicle sticks? I'm like, where do you think they go? You think they all of a sudden you get a pile and then they just disappear?
I don't know. There's a fairy that loves and takes care of me.
Okay, so do you think we divide tasks but sometimes argue about who does it? Yeah, that's true. Okay. Oops. Okay, so question 5. How do your personalities complement each other? A, we often clash and find it hard to understand each other. B, we have some differences but generally work around them. Or C, our personalities complement each other and create a balanced dynamic.
I'm going to go with C.
Yeah, I think like B or C. Because it's like we do have some differences, of course. But
I think we understand each other very well.
Yeah. Well, that's not the question.
Can you read B versus C again?
So it's how do your personalities complement each other, not how do you understand each other. So B is we have some differences, but generally work around them. And C is our personalities complement each other and create a balanced dynamic. But I'm like,
I don't feel like
everyone
we're working
has
around things.
some differences.
I mean, yeah, of course we're different.
Yeah.
But I think we're complementary.
Okay. I don't know. I think they're basically the same. I'm going to say B just to.
No.
I already did it.
Why would you do that? We were not a
See?
B on that one.
See? I knew we were going to get in a fight on this episode. How do you feel about your ability to resolve reoccurring issues? A, we often feel stuck and unable to break unhealthy patterns. B, we address some issues but struggle with others. C, we work together to identify and resolve ongoing problems. I think B.
What's a recurring issue that we have?
We're really going to get into this?
I don't know. Like, do we have recurring issues?
Oh my God. You are so delusional sometimes.
Maybe I am. I don't know what to say.
Maybe.
I don't know.
This is why I think it's funny that
Do we
Lex
have a recurring
said that
issue?
you are the grounded one because she is in Delulu land. She's consistently delusional.
That's what makes her grounded.
It's just like, this is what happens is let's say we are kind of the way that we talk. If I am, let's use the example of the crumbs on the counter. You know, I might be like, if someone heard it, they would be like, whoa, you sound like a psycho. But it's just how it's a joke in the way
banter.
that
we just banter that way.
Yeah, where I'll be like, honey, what the fuck is this shit? You know? And I'll just, but it's,
you'll take a picture of it and send it to me.
And just
I'm
say,
like,
really? With a bunch of question marks.
But that's just banter.
Yeah, and you can tell that it's not a serious.
It's just how we play.
It's not, you could tell by the tone of my voice. I'm not actually being mean to you.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'll say, you'll be like, you're always annoyed at me. And I'm like, yeah, because you're really annoyed. We'll have this whole thing. And then you'll be like, but I'm never annoyed at you. And I'm like, that is such a lie. And you're like, that's not true. There's not one thing you do that annoys me. And I'm like, okay, I'll remind you of that.
That is
next
true, though.
time I'm annoying you.
I don't think that you annoy me.
Ever. You, okay. I'm just going to play this recording
I
for
genuinely
you.
believe that to be true.
I know, because you have short-term memory loss. You are Dory. That just full golden retriever.
Or goldfish. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I
goldfish
genuinely
retriever.
believe that. So I'm going to go with C.
No, we have reoccurring issues.
Do we? I don't think so. What are they? Name one.
It's about the way that we'll fight. So this is okay. I don't know if you're emotionally prepared for this.
Be gentle.
It's if we're in the fight, you tend to get very defensive. And
Well,
so
yes, I do that.
Yeah. And so then
Is that a recurring issue?
Yes.
My defensiveness?
Yes, because then the problem can escalate very quickly.
Okay, I do
Before
that.
the medication, it was also like we said.
I'm getting better though.
Yeah,
I've gotten better.
You have gotten better. But another reoccurring issue before was there was this kind of like volatility and unpredictability where, say the crumbs example, I could be like, hey, there's crumbs. You don't really do it anymore as much, but I'm giving you examples that won't be as triggering. Okay. And I could say there's crumbs and you'd be like, oh, my bad, wipe the crumbs. The next day you could be like, what the fuck? Like, why do you hate everything about me? You know, so I would just never know what I was going to get. And so then I wouldn't want to say anything. Okay. And then it would pile up and then it would all come out. And then you'd be like, whoa, why do you have all these problems with me? And I'm like, because I can't tell you, because if I tell you, I don't know what I'm going to get. So that used to be a reoccurring issue.
Yeah.
It's not as much anymore.
I don't do that anymore.
Well, I mean, no one's perfect. But yeah, I think our ability to resolve reoccurring issues
is very good.
Is a lot better, but it took, like you said,
it took time.
4
It took
years,
like 4 years
to get there.
Yeah, it took a solid 4 years.
Yeah. Oops. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so question 7. How do you express gratitude or appreciation for each other? Rarely. It sometimes feels like the effort goes unnoticed. Occasionally, but it could happen more often. Regularly, it's a key part of our connection. You do it way more than me. And I know that's why you're giving me that look right now. People who are not watching don't.
Just look at my face on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not a words of affirmation.
I am a words of affirmation girly.
Yes.
And I do not receive them enough.
I know. And it's not intentional though. It's not like I'm trying, you know how we talked about on the Queer Ultimatum, how we were saying the dynamic with Ashley and Marita? And it felt like Ashley was I don't know if this is true, but it seemed like she was intentionally withholding.
Yeah.
I don't do it intentionally. I'm not like, oh, I know she wants to hear thank you, and I'm not going to do it. You know, it's just I also am not big on receiving it, so it just does nothing for me, and so I have to be better about. Okay, this is important to her, so I have to be mindful and incorporate it. But yeah, I'm not super good at it.
It's okay. I know that you appreciate me.
Yeah, because I show it through acts of service, which is my love language. That,
but no, I know if you were to say like the things that you appreciate most about me, there's certain things that would come up that I know to be true now. Yeah. In the beginning of our relationship, I didn't always know that, but I know it now.
Well, that was another reoccurring problem, is that when we would get in a little scuffle, we keep using the crumbs as an example because that is a perfect example of something that's not that big of a deal, but then it can get extrapolated into this thing that is this big deal, you know? And it would be like, that would be your tendency when you get defensive is like, well, I just suck at everything. I'm not good at anything. And I did all of these other things. Why don't you recognize those? And I'm like, the crumbs have nothing to do with those. I'm not saying you didn't. It would
feel like you wouldn't notice all the things that I do for us.
Because you would just hear the negative stuff.
Yes.
So how often do you express gratitude? Do you think occasionally, but it could happen more often? We have different answers. I think
for me, it's like
you do it all the time.
All the time.
But and I don't, and mine is more like rarely. So in the middle is occasionally.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
We'll go B.
Okay. I'll try to be better. Okay. Question 8. How do you handle time apart from each other? Well, in case you didn't hear the intro, we are definitely codependent, but in a cute way. So no, well, okay, I'll give you the options. A, we struggle to maintain connection and feel disconnected. B, we stay in touch but occasionally feel distant during times apart. C, we trust each other and feel secure even when we're apart. I think definitely C.
Definitely C.
We've never had.
I think the funniest part is that whenever I have to go away for work, you're always so excited and ready for me to leave. But then the second I get to wherever I'm going, you're like texting me and like calling me and sending me voice notes like, why can't you talk? I want to talk, babe. And I'm like,
no, it's not
like,
the second. It's about 24 hours.
Within 20. I mean, honestly, the last trip was even faster. And I'd be out to dinner with coworkers and you're texting me like, when are you getting home? And then you called me because you thought like maybe I got murdered on the way home or something.
That was very different. That was very different. You were out at dinner and it was 9:30 or 10 or something. You had texted me at dinner. I was doing yoga and a meditation, wasn't looking at my phone. I saw a text from you that had come through 30 minutes before that said something like, we're just finishing dessert or getting dessert and I'll call you after. And it was at least 30, maybe more minutes before, and you didn't call me. And you were in a big city. You're just a gay girl out there all alone.
In San Francisco.
Big, bad streets of San Francisco.
Where I lived for 10 years.
And I was like, my mind immediately goes to, she got murdered. Great. Like now I'm going to die alone. And so I'm calling you. I'm like, are you, it wasn't that I was like, oh, is she with someone else?
No.
It's never about that. And if you hadn't have texted me that you were finishing dessert, I wouldn't have called you because I would just think, oh, she's still out with her coworkers. But you had just said, I'll call you when I'm walking back. Mm-hmm. And you didn't. And you were like, oh, it just took a really long time. Like you were still at the restaurant. But I was like, please just answer. Let me know you're okay. Oh my God. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah. But definitely C.
Yeah. So we trust each other. We feel secure. It's never a jealousy thing. But for me, the intrusive thoughts are real. That's the biggest thing that happens when we're apart, especially like a plane flight apart. Because I'm like, what if her plane crashed?
Well, you just get anxiety. Yeah.
And I would like to thank my mother for that because she still does. She likes to know, tell me when you land. It doesn't matter what time it's at, where you are in the world. Because I used to travel all the time. And I'd be like, and I would always forget to text her because the first thing I do when I land isn't thinking of, I need to text my mom. You know, I'm like 30. So it's just not where my brain goes. And now I get it because I do that to you and I'm definitely going to do that to our kids. I feel like
what you'll do is you'll text me like, did you land yet? Just to see if it went through because
yeah.
you want to know if my flight landed or not.
Well, but I do that around the time it should have landed.
Yeah.
And if it hasn't, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh.
Start checking the news.
Honey.
Has plane gone down. It's bad. I told you, there's a lot going on up here, you guys. Okay, question 9. How would you describe your physical intimacy? It feels distant or lacking connection. B, it's present but could use more effort or communication. Or C, it's fulfilling and feels like a meaningful expression of your bond. Would you like me to answer?
Yes, please.
I feel like B, but not, it's more that it can happen more. Because B says it's present but could use more effort or communication. I don't feel like it's that. I don't think it's the communication.
No.
It's just the lesbian deathbed of it all. Where we're kind of like, but I'm tired.
You know what I think it is it's just like, I'm going to go with B as well. For the same reason. It's like, okay, first of all, we're busy all the time. And then it's like, oh, one of us is on our period or one of us is sick and it's just like.
There's always something.
Always something. And you're like, God damn it. How do you have energy for this?
Yeah.
And so then, the deathbed can creep in. It's like a real thing. But I feel like I'm usually the one that's like, okay, honey.
The initiator.
Yes. It's time.
It's time. The time has come.
Yes. And I think that could be an area you could work on.
Yeah, I know. But there have been times too that, it has gone, I think it's gone both ways.
Yeah.
It has, but right now, and this isn't an excuse, like the miscarriage and everything at this point was a long time ago, but not just this last miscarriage, but the whole fertility process of it all
was brutal.
Is you're also, when you're being pumped full of hormones, you're like, I don't even know who I am anymore.
Sucks
like,
the life
I
out of
can't
you.
feel anything, let alone arousal. Like that is just not happening.
No.
But then
I will say that like post miscarriage, I thought we did a pretty good job of communicating through it though.
Yeah. No, you were never pressuring me or anything. And then it got to the point that you were like, maybe it's time. And I'm like, maybe, but I was also scared,
I kind of was just
you know?
like, we have to come back together now.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah. And I was scared. I think just like the physical pain, everything.
Yeah.
It was just, I was so tender after in every way. And the thing is though, it's like, it's always amazing. You know, it's always amazing. It's just the like getting
like,
to
why
that point.
why don't we do this more?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But then also very lesbian. It's like once you get started, can't stop.
What are you talking about?
That's how it feels. It's not, there's never quickies. We don't have quickies.
Okay, but I thought you were going in a different direction, which is like more where I feel it is like I could have like 8 orgasms.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's just like it could be never ending. And I love that.
Of course.
I love that for
Of course
me.
you do.
I think it's amazing. That's the best part about being in a queer relationship. But
that's
for you,
the best part.
Well,
that's the best part.
It's okay. I'm exaggerating. It's one of the best parts. But for you, you're like a one and done kind of girl.
I'm a man.
So you're referencing the fact that it's like a minimum of 20 minutes.
At least
20 to 30 minutes is like the minimum length of time. Not that like I'm like, it could go on forever and that would be amazing. You're like, no, one and done.
No, but it does sometimes go on for a very long time. I'm saying compared to somebody who had a lot of straight sex in my time, when you're hooking up with it can happen in 30 seconds, you know, like it can be so fast with a guy. And it just, I feel like with a girl, it's so much, there's just so much more that goes into it. It's never just a fast thing. That's
what's so nice about it.
I'm not saying it's bad, but sometimes that's the mental hurdle for me to even get there. Because I'm like, oh, this isn't just going to be like a quick little scuffle, you know? This is
scuffle,
romp, whatever. This is going to be a whole marathon. You know, this isn't a sprint. And so then I'm like, I'm tired now just thinking about it.
Honey,
I'm being honest. Okay, so question 10.
I've been cursed by straight sex because I've never had that experience. So I'm like, cursed. Give me 30 minutes or give me death.
Just too much dick. I've just been cursed. Okay, question 10. When facing challenges, how do we support each other? A, one of us feels unsupported during difficult times. B, we try to support each other, but it does not always come naturally. Or C, we actively encourage and uplift each other to get through things.
I'm going to go C.
Definitely C.
We're very supportive.
Yeah.
We're definitely like big cheerleaders of each other and help each other and like navigate through hard times and good times and all the times.
Yeah. Yeah. That one feels really easy too.
Yeah.
It
really
doesn't
easy.
feel like
natural.
Something we have to, natural. It doesn't feel like something we have to work on to get better at. Okay, question 11. When making decisions together, how do you and your partner usually handle it? A, one of us usually makes the decisions and the other just goes along with it. B, we try to discuss things but often have difficulty agreeing. C, we collaborate well and find solutions that work for both of us.
I'm going to go C.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something worse because you're giving me a weird face.
I'm going to go C, but I will say
I make decisions
that you dictate a lot in our life.
I like that you use the word dictate.
You're a dictator.
No, but I think that the big decisions.
No, we're very on the same page.
Yeah, I would never just make a decision and not tell you.
No, it's more with the small things. Like you're always going to get your way. And so I just...
Give me an example. You don't have one because you're Dory.
I mean, that is so true. And that's so unfair.
But that's not
This
my
is
fault.
One of the reasons why I will lose every single fight that we're ever in because you're a lawyer. You have like... You've documented everything in the case. And I'm like, I can't remember what happened 5 minutes ago, but I know that you hurt my feelings.
But I know I didn't like it.
Yes.
But that's not my fault. I didn't steal your memory from you.
It's your fault.
Okay. But yeah, I do think that it's not perfect, but generally, yeah, we collaborate well and we find solutions that work for both of us. Oh no, the internet just went out.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm with you on that because I think, through all the biggest decisions we made, and we've made a lot of really big decisions together.
Yeah.
Like we said, we merged finances. We decided to move across the country together. We bought a house.
We've moved across the country multiple times.
We also moved to a different country, built a retreat center. You know, we've started businesses together. Like we got a dog together. We have
starting a family.
Yes, we have made a lot of really big life choices. And with some of those choices we had to work through to get onto the same page on. But I think in general, like most of them are pretty easy for us to get there.
But I think this is the other thing that I noticed. It's not always, I like talking to you about decisions that I'm trying to make, not because I need permission. You know, I don't need that for you to grant me, okay, yes, you may do that. But it's like, I value your opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's the same, I'm assuming the same for you with me. So that's why it comes naturally to talk about decisions, even if it's like, well, it still is my decision and you don't need to weigh in on it. But we like to talk to each other about it.
In true lesbian fashion, we like to talk about everything extensively all the time, forever.
And then start a podcast and talk about it some more. Just works. Okay, question 12. How often do you and your partner share laughter or lighthearted moments? We've laughed so many times in this episode. I was just wondering if it's annoying for people to hear us laugh all the time. Okay, option A, rarely. I mean, we know frequently.
Yeah.
It's option C,
it's
frequently.
C. It's something we talked about recently on a walk. We're just like, even though sometimes we feel like we live somewhat of a boring life, although I feel like a lot of people who are listening to this who know us are going to be like, what are you talking about? You don't live a boring life. But in some ways we do. We are very routine focused. We do the same things every day. We'll go on walks together. We don't drink
alcohol. We stay in.
We stay in. We're very much homebodies. But the thing is that we make each other laugh all the time. And so in that way, it feels like our life is really exciting because we're just always cracking each other up.
Yeah. Over the most ridiculous. I mean, I think most couples can, even best friends, even if you're not in a couple, you can relate to that where there was this TikTok trend around this where it's like having your own language. And you have all these little phrases and sayings or, you know, you have whole songs that we have for our dog. And we have at least 100 nicknames for her that come from the weirdest origins that if someone was just listening to our day-to-day, they probably wouldn't even know what we're saying half of the time.
No.
Because you just adapt your own language. But it's so silly and easy and makes life more fun. Okay, so question 13. How do you and your partner handle independence in the relationship? A, one of us tends to be overly dependent on the other. B, we have some independence but occasionally clash over it. Or C, we balance independence and togetherness well.
I don't think there's an option on here for probably what we are.
Option D, you're a lesbian. That's really what it is. Because
option D, you're codependent.
Yeah.
I don't know what one we are, but we can just tell them what we are.
What?
I would say that we really value together time.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, you value alone time probably more than me.
Yeah.
I value my alone time, but you need it more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to accept that and give you the alone time that you need so that you don't stab me in my sleep.
It was a lot. I was just talking to one of our friends about this the other night, that when we first got together, that was honestly much harder for me than being, some people, you know, it's a transition of going from dating men to women. None of that mattered. It was just the sheer togetherness. Also because it was COVID. So we were even more trapped together, both working from home. All of my relationships before had this element of long distance too. So it was a huge change for me and it was really hard. I'm a lot more used to it now where it's like I can have kind of quiet alone time, but you can still be here in the house or sometimes we both just lay on the bed or the couch and it's just quiet. We're together but alone. When we first got together, I couldn't even handle that. I was like, no, you need to leave the house or I'm leaving the house and I'm going to just walk and be alone. So yeah, I don't know which one we are. It's like we do balance it, but
I think so. I think of the answers it's C because the other ones that I didn't resonate with.
Yeah, we don't. I feel like it's really more of a B, but it's not. This B is we have some independence, but clash over it occasionally. We don't clash over it.
No.
But we
support each other's independence.
But we're together all the time.
You're get out of the house. Go surfing with Lex.
Yes, please. Lex is like, you can come. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to enjoy a little alone time.
You love when you have the house to
I
yourself.
love it.
You're like, get out of the house.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to be one of my Who's the Problems one time because it's already on my list. Speaking of lists that I have. Okay, so question 14. How do you and your partner handle your emotions during tough times? A, they often dismiss or minimize my feelings. B, they try to help but sometimes struggle to offer the support I need. Or C, they're empathetic and understand and provide the support I need. I think C.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This one feels natural.
Yeah. Because again, we've gone through really tough times together. I think just like anybody who's experienced any kind of loss in a relationship, and there's so many other ways too you can go through hard times without just loss, but that is really one of those things that can kind of make or break people. You know, it's like I understand why people do dissolve in that time, but it only brought us closer together, like we talked about in our fertility episode. So
definitely,
and it just felt natural. Okay, so question 15. When spending time together, how do you both feel about it? A, we're often distracted or disengaged when we're together. B, we enjoy some activities together, but often prefer, we just talked about this, doing things on our own. Or C, we genuinely enjoy and prioritize quality time.
C.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious at this point. Okay, question 16. How well do your values and beliefs align? A, we have very different values and sometimes it creates tension. B, we share some common values but differ on others. Or C, our values and beliefs are closely aligned, making it easier to connect. I think C.
I think C. This was something that we connected on really early in the relationship on was just...
We did?
We had never... Yes, that we had so many shared values and we'd never really dated somebody that had that like the same level of shared values that we had.
What values are you talking about?
Just everything. The way that we wanted to prioritize our life, our family, the way we wanted to raise our family. Like there's so many elements that we like quickly aligned on.
Yeah.
That it was very unusual.
Yeah. I had kind of categorized that more as like a lifestyle. And now I see that those are values, you know, but at the time it was just like, that was just the lifestyle, you know, and wanting to live in another country and wanting to split time and these things that, aren't always as common for people to want as well. So that was a huge connecting point for us. Okay, question 17. How do you and your partner approach personal boundaries in relationship? A, boundaries are unclear and ones that often feel overstepped. B, we acknowledge boundaries but sometimes struggle to respect them. And C, we clearly communicate and respect each other's boundaries. I think B.
When am I crossing your boundaries?
Maybe you're doing it right now.
Am I?
No. I don't know. It just feels like C feels a little too perfect.
What was B again?
B doesn't feel 100% accurate. We acknowledge boundaries, but sometimes struggle to respect them. I guess that doesn't feel true.
I don't think I don't think either of us are crossing each other's boundaries.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like ever.
That's actually true. We clearly communicate and respect each other's boundaries. Sometimes option C just feels, you know what I mean? Too perfect. Like
too boring. Yeah.
We don't have any problems.
We don't really have boundary issues though.
No, we have other
We
issues.
only had one real boundary issue was at the start of our relationship with my ex-girlfriend would not stop texting me. She texted me for 2 years straight, even though I kept asking her to stop texting me.
And if you're listening, don't text after this, okay? No, but you were complicit. You were complicit for a while in that as well, because you would, the classic thing of, I didn't feel jealous, like, oh, you still have feelings for her, you want to leave me for her, but you felt too bad to be like, please.
I'm too much of a people pleaser is really what it is.
Yes. And you're like, it's fine. She's not doing any real harm. And I'm like, it's just
That's
annoying.
The only like real boundary issue we ever had. And that was kind of a silly one.
Yeah.
We worked through it quickly.
Yeah, it wasn't a big thing. Okay, question 18. How do you feel about your emotional connection with your partner? A, often feel misunderstood or emotionally distant from them. B, we have moments of connection but struggle to maintain it consistently. C, we have strong emotional bond and openly share our feelings. Again, we're lesbians. Well, I'm not, but you know, it's easier to say. So I would say C.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. It feels a little bit annoying to answer
Yeah,
C.
it's like, you guys, look at how freaking great we are. This is, the internet just went out again.
I think it's just, though, what it is, this wasn't always the case in our relationship, where I think we had a more disconnection earlier on in our relationship. Again, thank you for the medication, for my autoimmune disorders.
And your therapist.
And my therapist. But no, I think we're just in a much more steady state where, first of all, when conflict arises in the past, it would separate us. It would create a lot of tension in the relationship, and we would want to be apart from one another. It took us time to come back to even want to talk about it. And now it's like we move through things so much faster and with so much more ease that, first of all, when things don't arise that often, but when they do, we really get over it quickly.
Yeah.
And so we're able to maintain a much stronger connection in general.
Because that's the thing for me, is that it's like the discretion itself, the crumbs on the counter, the mistake is usually not that big of a deal. But what matters more to me is the way it's handled after.
I think we need to do a whole episode on like how we've navigated through conflict, because
definitely.
For me, that was one of the hardest things when we first got in a relationship. Was I really, really don't like conflict, and I would avoid it, and I wouldn't want to address it, and I wouldn't want to talk to you about it. But it's such a huge part of like coming together and growing and learning. And so I really had to figure that out, and it was really stressful for me.
It was also paired with, like you said, people pleaser, kind of perfectionist tendencies. You just wanted to make me happy. And so if you had any feedback that was implying that you're not making me happy, then you would feel like a failure, and then you would just kind of like implode, even though you were really upset at yourself. But then you would take it out on me, and I'm like, wait, why are you mad at me that I'm annoyed at you? And it was just, again, the whole way it was communicated. So it was like something small, like the crumbs, could turn into this 3-day thing.
I know.
And that was what was killing things. It was just, it would take so long to resolve and turn into something so much bigger than it needed to. Whereas I was like, I just want to be able to tell you, like, hey, wipe up after yourself so the toaster doesn't catch on fire. Yes, that really happened. I should be able to tell you that. But instead it would turn into this whole thing.
Yeah.
And so then, like I said, then I would not want to say anything. And so it would pile up for me and then all come out, and you'd be like, whoa, you really hate me. You have all this stuff you've been storing away.
Yeah.
So it took a while.
It took a while, but now it's like, there's nothing worse than that feeling of disconnection in a relationship.
Yeah.
So like once we worked through that, it's made everything so much better.
The last thing I'll say on that is I feel sometimes we still have moments of it, but they're a lot more fleeting. And it's like, instead of trying to fight that, it's like, oh, we're just, how we say it is like, we're not speaking the same language right now. It feels like we can be talking to each other as clearly as possible, and it just won't sink in. It's just the words are zooming right past each other's heads.
Yeah, we're just not on the same
And so
wavelength.
we're like, cool, we're just not going to try right now because it's just not happening. I don't know if it's
Don't force
the moon. I don't know if it's Mercury in retrograde. Okay,
it's
honey.
not Mercury in retrograde.
I don't know what it is, but sometimes it happens, and so we just don't force it.
Yeah.
And I actually find it helps, because then it passes faster instead of trying to like really force through it. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. Okay, 2 more questions. 19. When it comes to your future goals, how aligned are your visions? We rarely talk about long-term goals. We already talked about this. We have some shared
talk about
ideas.
this all the time.
Yeah, so
It's like a favorite topic.
This is my favorite thing to talk about, our long-term goals.
Yes. We love talking about all the cool things that we want to do and how we're going to accomplish them. And
it feels just like you're manifesting, regardless of how you feel about that. We get
excited about the whole process. And I feel like for us, it was like one of the things of us coming together. We always say this is who said this to you? Somebody told you that we have Pele energy. Like when you put us together, we have Pele energy. Yeah. And it's just like this really powerful, volcanic, strong, fiery energy where it can create anything. And I feel like I've really resonated that.
Anything.
Yeah. I like to think about it as creation energy instead.
It's powerful, and it's
super
which
powerful.
way you use it.
Yeah. And I think that's been one of the coolest things about us coming together is like, we've never had that in another partner of like, we're both people who, when we say we're going to do something, we make it happen. and we make it happen very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you put us together, it's like, that's how we got a retreat center done in less than a year. And just all these kind of things that would take, most people longer time to make happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, it's like, we're both dreamers and manifestors, and it's a cool part of the relationship.
Yeah. And it's something I even do by myself. When I go out for a walk by myself, I put my headphones in. I'm not listening to anything. I just do that so I could talk to myself and people won't think I'm crazy. It looks like I'm just talking on the phone, and I'm just talking as if it is the future in the present, And it's just, for me, I don't know, it gets me excited about my life and gives me things to look forward to. So highly recommend talking to yourself. Okay, question 20. How do you and your partner typically handle disagreements? A, we avoid the topic or let disagreement linger unresolved. B, we argue but eventually move on without fully addressing the issue. Or C, we talk openly, listen to each other, and resolve things constructively.
So I used to be a chronic avoider.
Yeah.
And I would say if it wasn't for you, I would still be that way for sure. But second of all, you make us resolve things.
Yeah.
You will not let something go until it feels resolved.
I have a hard time living in,
And so I would say we are forced to resolve things because you will not accept it unless it's resolved.
Yeah. It is especially hard because we live together. This isn't just a relationship where it's like, oh, okay, we could take some time and then we'll figure it out eventually. It infects the energy of the entire household, but there still is a balance of giving the other person time, space, whatever they need to process to resolve.
Yeah.
But not letting it linger too long. I think when it lingers too long, that's when the energy feels toxic in the house. It feels gross.
Do you want to know why I think that we're able to resolve things?
Why?
Is because every night we go on a 2 to 3 mile walk. We walk for an hour every single night.
Yeah.
And all we do is talk to each other about our relationship, about our future plans, all these things. And so if something's happening, yeah, it might take 1 or 2 walks, over the course of 1 or 2 days. But it's like we have that dedicated time and space every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people have that with their partner.
Well, this is something we talked about is we don't really do meals together that often. That kind of is some people do that over a meal, and that is their time where they're talking and connecting.
Yes, but I think working through conflict when you're walking, it really helps because you don't have to look at the other person, first of all.
And the energy is moving with you.
Exactly.
So it doesn't get all stuck and hot and bothered. That's what I used to tell you.
It really works.
I always wanted to have a podcast where I could walk at the same time. I feel like it would be better. I have my best ideas walking. But I agree. It's also really nice because even though we're both working from home and constantly in the same space, there's a difference of being around each other and then having that quality time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know, okay, we'll save this for the walk, save this for the walk. You might come in the middle of the day and be like, oh, I have a question about something quickly. But if it's bigger, deeper things, it's like, save that for the walk tonight. And it's also nice because we are around each other all day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to work, I don't go to work, and then we miss each other for the day. So it's a way that we can also kind of reconnect, even though we've been loosely
around
connected and around each other. It's a way that we have stuff to bring to the end of the day so that we can be connected without just existing around each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got our results. What do you think they are?
I don't know. Probably not compatible.
You both seem highly compatible. Shocker. Congratulations. Your answers indicate that you and your partner have a strong level of compatibility. From aligned values and effective communication and mutual support, your relationship has a solid foundation. Yay, us.
Yay, us. This just feels a little boring.
Okay,
womp,
whole
womp.
episode later, it feels boring.
No, I'm just saying.
What if they're like, you guys are
newsflash? No, we knew we were compatible.
Yeah, we knew we were compatible. But I thought it would be interesting to
talk about all the dynamics of the compatibility piece.
Because I was really thinking about it after we did the queer culture episode for Queer Ultimatum, where we're talking about compatibility, but I was like, what even makes up compatibility?
Yeah. Yeah.
So why not ask the internet? Marriage.com. This is where the quiz comes from. They must have the answers.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know how you think about how I was describing it earlier, where it's like there's like chemistry and like kind of sexual chemistry or compatibility, and then there's like the shared interests and then shared values, and then also like the building of a life together is like a really big one.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, it's like, or that's kind of, I feel like the further on the list, that's really where it shows like the strength of the compatibility versus just like, is this just,
Yeah.
lust.
Fun and spicy and all of that, which is important though too.
Mm-hmm.
As we said, it was like that was one of the areas we didn't have a C, so that is also important. And
we're not prioritizing it because we're too busy doing other things.
People are like, stop walking 3 miles a night and then maybe you'll have energy to have sex, you guys.
We're not, no, that's never going to happen in nighttime.
It's never going to happen. We're definitely daytime sex people, which also only makes it more challenging probably.
Yes, because then it's like you only have time on the weekends.
And you have to have a job, whatever.
Because otherwise we work during the week. And I have to like be in meetings. It really limits the amount of times that is possible.
Yeah, we'll check back in on that.
We need to fix that.
Okay,
we can expand our window.
Who's the problem for you this week?
Oh, okay. We were just talking about this the other day because this weekend we actually left the house and we went to our friend's art show, which was really cool. But oh my goodness, we were in downtown San Diego and it was impossible to park. And finally, like we're doing all these loops trying to find a parking spot. We pull up to a parking space. And the first thing I do is like, honey, can you read that sign? Like, can I park here? Like, what is this? And it's literally like an algorithm to understand if you can actually park here.
No, you asked me and I was like, please don't do this to me because I am going to read it wrong and then we're going to get a ticket. We're going to get towed. And
it's like street sweeping the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month. But then between 9 and 6 p.m. on these days, you can't be here because it's a loading zone. And it's like, please just tell me if I can park here or not. Like, why does that have to be so hard? So is it me and you that are the problem because we can't understand these signs?
It's called word math. Math is the problem.
Or is it the government for trying to just take our money because we're too stupid to understand?
I think they're definitely playing tricks on us. They do that. They have to do that on purpose. Nobody can actually understand those signs. But the worst thing about it, it's like, if you're in a place that even needs those signs, that means there's limited parking. That means there's going to be someone waiting behind you. And you're sitting there trying to decide, can I park here right now? I can't really understand. And they're like, you can feel the anxiety or they're honking behind you. And it's like just building up.
Yes. And you're just like, am I going to get an $85 ticket? Like, why is this happening? Or is my car going to get towed? I'm so stressed.
Stressed just thinking about it, genuinely. So I would say you are not the problem.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate that.
But you might be.
No.
For my version.
Okay, fine.
So we've talked a lot about compatibility, but what we didn't touch on was commitment. And you're like, where is this going? Where is this going?
I'm a committed person.
Are you? Because your left ring finger says otherwise.
Oh.
So.
Oh my God,
we got wedding ring tattoos. No. Just a simple band. They're little dots, hand poked by our favorite tattoo artist. If you guys want to know who he is, let us know. We will give you his contact. He's amazing. He's in Peru, so you'll have to travel. We're so excited because we're going to Peru, and I'm like, we have to see him. I've always wanted a wedding ring tattoo, especially because, when we surf and stuff, we're taking our rings off all the time. And you go first, and you get half of a circle, half of a wedding ring just over the top. So it's like, okay, yes, at least you can see that part. That's not obviously the purpose. It's not that I'm like, oh, I want you to always have a ring on. Otherwise, who knows what you're doing? It's not about that. It's the symbol.
Can I just say that this is Malku's fault? Because he was like...
Malku is the tattoo artist.
He was like... I explained to him, I want the dots, tattooed around my ring finger. And he was like, okay, great. We'll just do the top half because the bottom half is really painful and it fades. So don't do the bottom half. So I'll just like do this like half circle on you. And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds good. Knowing that like 2 days later, he was going to be doing the same tattoo on you, I thought he would do the same thing.
he told me the same thing. And what I said is, do it anyways. Do it anyways, Malku. It's worth the pain to show the commitment to my wife. You were just like, cool, easy for me, no worries. Also, I will concur, it is very painful, okay? I probably have 25 tattoos all over my body. That is the most painful place. And it was just a simple poke. So it is painful, but it doesn't fade. It has now been how many years? 4 years since we've had it. And it hasn't faded at all. So I just want to know who the problem is.
I think Malku's the problem.
No, he's not on the list.
He's a sweet angel too.
He's an angel. Is it you for your broken promise?
I don't have a broken promise.
Or is it me for my expectations?
It's probably me. But I think it's Malku. Because I didn't even know that was an option to only get half a ring, and he convinced me.
It's your body. You get to decide. What do you mean?
I trusted him.
You get to decide. All right. Well, you guys have to let us know in the comments on Spotify or in the polls on socials.
And let me know if you think I should complete the tattoo or if it's completed as is.
Okay, that's actually a good call. I'm going to put that poll up because I need some people on my side. You're going to need to complete it. And also, please share with your friends, your family, your loved ones.
Oh,
if you
yes.
liked
We love
this
seeing the
episode.
reviews.
We love seeing the reviews, but also if you like any of the shows, the thing that helps us the most is you sharing it with your friends and family. So thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And we will see you next week.
Woohoo.